Hello everybody, my name is Felicity, but everybody calls me Flick. This is the first video of my blog, and today I wanted to talk about postnatal depression during pregnancy. I am currently 29 plus 2 weeks pregnant. This is my third child. I am expecting a boy. I have 2 children who are girls. One Amy, who is 6, and one 11-month-old Nicola, who will be a year old in a few days, hence the happy birthday balloon. 5 weeks after I had my second daughter Nicola, I was diagnosed with very severe postnatal depression. Within a few months of Nicola being born, I fell pregnant again, planned pregnancy with this baby, and unfortunately my mental issues were not resolved, and I still have quite severe depression, postnatal depression. I am currently on fluoxetine 20 milligrams. I was on 40 milligrams from week 18 to week 28. Because I had very severe panic attacks. I was crying every day. I became very emotionally distressed. My anxiety went through the roof to the point where I was refusing to leave the house. I was refusing to even answer the front door. I became very emotionally distressed. I just generally wasn't myself. Once I'd spoken to doctors and therapists, they realised that I'd actually had postnatal depression with my first daughter years ago, and it was just undiagnosed. And my depression has, over the years, got worse and worse. And when I had my second daughter, my depression just got so severe that when my postnatal depression was diagnosed, it just went through the roof. I was given 20 milligrams of citalopram, which was upped to 30 milligrams after my second daughter was born because of my postnatal depression. When I fell pregnant with this child, for the first 3 months I wasn't taking anything whatsoever, but week 14 of my pregnancy I became very emotionally distressed, very upset, very tearful, panic attacks, locking myself in the bathroom, almost putting a razor to my wrists, crying morning, noon and night, to the point where I knew I had to get help. I had to go see the doctor. I basically screamed my heart out to the doctor and told them what was happening. And the doctor I was seeing basically is no longer my doctor because another doctor has taken over my case and said that I should have been given something. You can't just make a woman come off her antidepressants and then gets pregnant and then not take anything. So my hormone levels have just gone everywhere. I mean, your hormone levels go everywhere when you're pregnant anyway, but now, especially because I'm now pregnant, they are just whoa. I want my blog to mainly be about pregnancy, about childbirth, about labour, about newborn babies, about how the mothers are feeling after they've had children, because everyone thinks, the pain after labour and, you've got this brand new baby. But in actual fact, people don't remember that after you've had a baby, you've got severe pains afterwards and it hurts. Which is something people do forget. I've done this blog today because I don't get out of the house at all, really. I don't have a social life anymore. I don't have any friends because, as I say, I don't leave the house at all. I leave the house to go to the doctors or the midwives, and that's it, really. But I think it's time to start talking about depression or postnatal depression during pregnancy, because you feel so alone during this time. although I have a very supportive partner who does everything he possibly can to help me, to cheer me up. I don't mean to sound sexist here, but because he hasn't really been through it and doesn't understand, I do feel quite alone. I don't have any family members near me. They all live in a separate country, or my aunties or uncles I haven't seen for about 15 years, and I will probably never see them again. Although I do have very supportive health visitor, she can only come round every few weeks, and I'm not one of these people who will call a doctor or health visitor or nurse unless your leg's hanging off and you really need to see somebody. If I feel like I need to talk to somebody, I will just bottle it up. I will go in the bathroom and shut the door and lock myself in there and have a cry for 10 minutes quickly, and not speak about it. But I think now is the time to talk about it, because my medication has now been reduced. I feel that I need to talk about how I'm feeling. I've now gone on to 20 milligrams, and it's been about a week now. The past few days have been quite difficult. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year in the UK, and I was sweating so much it was ridiculous. I do feel that I want to talk about it now, because it's quite an emotional time going through pregnancy, and having postnatal depression. So yes, I mean I'm 29 weeks now, and it's been a week since my medication was reduced. Since then, I've had very, very severe nightmares of my children dying, me dying, my partner cheating on me, the world ending, our house being burnt down, but all such graphic dreams that you literally wake up and can't help but cry, because it is just so surreal, and you just think, oh my god, what if that really could happen? Because I suppose it could. And it's just horrible. It's horrible waking up having a bad day. It's horrible waking up crying, feeling emotional, feeling drained, and just generally not feeling yourself. I mean, you have good days where you think, oh, let's get up today, let's go and do something. And me getting in the car and going to the post office to buy some stamps is an achievement. I think to myself, my God, 8 years ago, I was working in a bar, 12, 14-hour shifts, living my life up, and that would be like a daily routine. Whereas today, getting up, going to the post office is such a big deal to me. I literally don't leave the house because of my anxiety, of my depression. I don't like answering the front door, even if it's my neighbour, even if it's the takeaway guy, and I know it's the takeaway guy. I don't like answering the front door. I generally don't like going outside, even into my own garden. I don't like it. It upsets me, it scares me, it frightens me, it makes me sweat. I generally just don't like it. And I say I do have good doctors, and I do have, a small circle that I do rely on, but you just don't want to when you're pregnant. You don't want, or not even when you're pregnant, you feel such a letdown, you feel so weak, and you just can't control it, because it spirals out of control. It takes over your life completely, and you don't want it to. You just feel so pathetic, because you've let it take over your life. If you'd have seen yourself years ago, you'd say, nah, I wouldn't get that, and I'm too bubbly, I'm too outgoing, and all that. But it slowly, very slowly creeps up on you and takes over your life, and it has mine. I've been with my partner 10 years now, and I have put on, since being diagnosed with depression, and then postnatal depression, I've put on about 7 stone, and you know, I just can't believe it. Since the birth of my daughter, when my daughter was 5 weeks old, I weighed 190 pounds. A few months later, when I was 7 weeks pregnant with my third, I got weighed at the hospital so I could get all my notes from the hospital and what have you. I weighed 200.